So these are all Schleich fakies. They sell a lot of these on like Aliexpress and Temu and all those good places. I just bought a bunch of them. Purple small unicorn. And some of them are straight up copies of Schleich designs. But they've been doing some new poses and color combinations. So that's fun to see. This one is pretty tight in there. Yeah, this is one of those that's a direct copy of Schleich. I know Schleich has an aqua mer horse like this. She's got some cardboard to keep her legs from getting malformed, and she's got this Animal Kingdom tag. Nothing I can read there on that. She's pretty nice. Got some nice details on the necklace. It's pretty decent detail work for a fakie. This is a purple unicorn. She also has wings. And she's pretty. I like purple. So this is kind of the color scheme of the night sky. There's a lion and a dragon in the Schleichs. I know it's based on a Schleich pose, but more of a rainbow horse. Here we have a rainbow unicorn stance, which I think refers to the fact that it's rearing, not standing on all fours. And you can see the horn is pretty bent out of shape, but that's okay, that makes her unique. And the thing about these horses is some of them have certain anatomical features that you can see what gender they are. So here's a bag of mini scale ones. These are based on, I think mostly Schleich adult horses are made a little smaller than the foals. So you can see where the rainbow pattern was copied from Schleich, but it's not painted or filled in with jewels or anything. Here's this color scheme on a unicorn. So it's mommy and baby. Yellow rearing unipeg, gold unicorn, and this pink and red unicorn. She actually is colored like Tabby, so I like her. This is another dream god beast. That's my favorite kind. These bags are covered in kind of a, not really sticky, but gets some kind of residue on my fingers, so it's unpleasant to touch them after a while. But the toys themselves are okay. It's just getting rid of these plastic bags. That's a nice new pose with the head down. It's blue with some pinkish red accents. Red with blue and green. I'm just going to throw the trash on the floor. I'll get to it later. As you can see, we have some other ponies coming into sight down below. We'll talk about those later. I just want to get through all these plastic bags. Some are a little different. Here's a reclining Pegasus. And this is a new pose. I always like different poses that are like sitting down and stuff. She's got this nub on her forehead, almost looks like a horn is broken off, but it's painted with glitter, so that must be how she was designed. I think she's pretty. This is a small pink unicorn, good to know. Very simple paint jobs, but they're nice for building a herd. Small blue unicorn. And she's kind of blue aqua with pink and purple. Someday when I have my act together, I'll do side-by-side comparisons with similar Schleich models. I am too much of a train wreck to get something like that together now. because I don't know where any of my things are. This one isn't even a unicorn. Gosh, what are you even doing? Little pink unicorn. We're getting there. Small purple unicorn. There's so many of these. I was surprised when I started adding them to my cart. And the price kept going up. Go figure. Blue unicorn. These are mostly the babies. I've been putting off buying the adults because they're more expensive. They're like $8 each. These guys are more like $3 to $4. I don't know if you can tell, but my fingers are getting kind of dirt on them from the bags, whatever residue is on there. And that's why I'm anxious to get rid of all that. Unicorn. Just a basic unicorn, no colors, no other descriptors. She's cute. Hopefully I don't cut my hand off on a live stream. I can do it off live screen, but not during. The last one in the bag. Okay, we got a dream god beast. And there he is. Again, not a unicorn, but we won't hold that against him. Okay, that's all the bags. I'm gonna go wash my hands and we'll come back and look at all the others. Okay, I'm back. Let's see some other kinds of ponies that we have here. I just got these at Walmart last night. These are from the Christmas section. They're Christmas ornaments, so just cheap unicorns with some glitter paint on them. All that good stuff. Also got this Crayola Scrubbies. These are like little flocked toys that are made to be colored on. I think you can wash it off and color them again. Let's take a look. She's quite elegant. I like her. She comes with a couple markers. Scribble. Another Walmart find is this like sun catcher that you can paint on. I think I'm just gonna leave her the way she is because I'm not very good at painting things. And we'll take that sticker off. Other thing at Walmart is this Melissa and Doug wood puzzle with unicorns. And it's got 5 unicorns and a rainbow. And I thought they were pretty. And only $5. This is kind of an obscure pony. This is from Princess of the Flowers, which were these flowers. The petals folded out and there was a little doll and a little pet inside. There was a carriage playset, and this is where that Pegasus came in. Her wings flap. And that's what she is. A shame they didn't paint these roses around her neck. That would have been a nice touch, but they're just white, like her body. One is like a toddler chew toy by Haba. Kind of a yarn look, kind of hair. The yarn type accent by the hooves. These are a couple little Barbie Fairytopia unicorns. I think they came in a multi-pack of unicorns. They have some embossed details on the rump, but they're not painted. Transparent horns. These are some transparent unicorns, Pegasi. I guess they're all unipegs. But they were sold in like 2 or 3 packs at dollar stores, I believe, at least some of the time. They come in a few different poses. I got 2 poses here. There might be more. Yeah, and they're marked Green Breyer International on the side. You can't really see it, but there's just a regular horse. He snuck in one of the pony lots. He doesn't have any markings on him. I haven't been able to identify what he comes with. Maybe it's not a big brand or anything, but it's still worthwhile to know where a toy comes from. I don't think there's anything so pathetic that it's not worthwhile to know a company. This is a Barbie horse from a line of mini dolls, kind of fashion poly-sized. I think I took the batteries out already, or they're dead. I like to take the batteries out as soon as I get something, because otherwise I forget and they get stored in them, and then, you know, you have the battery acid corrode and it's all gross. So I like to get rid of the batteries as soon as possible. These are a couple Dora the Explorer fantasy horses. So we have this bigger unicorn and this smaller unipeg. So they're cute. Here we have some little Beauties by MTC. These are kind of a classic fakie that shows up in G1 lots a lot. So there's the bigger scale, which is these ones, and they have a whole bunch of hair. They can't really stand up because the hair is going to push them over. But there's that scale. Then there's these ones that are a little chunkier and a little shorter. I guess I don't have any of the mini ones, but there is another size down from this. This is a different kind of mini pony with lots of hair. These are from Cutie Club, but they're very tiny and very cute. This one has the CC Cutie Club logo. And this one is spotted with also the CC with a fancy border around it. I don't know exactly how many of these there were. I haven't dived too deep into that, but there seemed to be a good number for a short-lived toy line. And just a solid pink cheap pony, and I don't know what this goes with. Looks like it attached to a carriage. So if anyone knows what she goes with, I'd be interested in knowing. Here's another mystery unicorn. Her tail kind of flips around. Her mane and tail are different colors, which is an unusual choice. But I do not know what she's from either. This is by Blip Toys. I think it's like XOXO. Yeah, there it is. So kind of a blobby unicorn. Not my favorite style of unicorn, but since she's here, she can hang out with my herd. This is Gabby's. Is it dollhouse or clubhouse? I don't know, one of those. But she hangs out. She's a girl, and she hangs out with a bunch of weird cat monsters. And this is a unicorn cat. Kind of weird, but got legs that move up and down. Anyway, since she's here, she can stay. Here's a squishy toy. It doesn't really look like a unicorn very much, but I'll keep her. Is that a good squish? I don't do much with squishies. I don't know what different textures, what is desirable in a squishy. Seems to pop back pretty well. This is just like a cell phone holder, I guess. And it is by Breyer. These little unicorn figurines you can buy on Aliexpress. They come in like different hair colors. I have some of those. Here's some Breyer Stablemates, which is just a small budget version of the Breyer horses. The legs are pretty brittle, so you kind of got to take care when shipping those. It's not uncommon to get those with a leg broken off. These ones I think all made it safely though that I'm showing today. This one's kind of pastel pearly. Another one like that. A patchy one. These are some clear ones. I think they came with paint to color them, so they're translucent with color. There's a baby like that. Here's a baby unicorn. This is actually a Star Castles unicorn. Star Castles is kind of a Polly Pocket scale line of playsets from the early 90s, but they did make a few larger scale toys like this. I guess carriages and horses. I think that was about it, and there were at least a few different ponies. This is one of those. I kind of don't like horses with posable knees because I can never get them to look natural. It's always, I don't know, it's just hard. This is just kind of a silly pony from a YouTuber. Is it Love Diana or something? So it's just a silly little PVC figure. There's these three little glittery ponies that are really cute. I don't know anything about them. The white one does have a brand and year on the leg, but I have tried and tried to read that. I'm not sure if it says Lanyard. It might. Actually, today it's pretty clear that it says Lanyard. 20. I don't know if it's 2023. I think it's 20. I can't tell the third number and then 3. But I'd like to know more about these. They're super cute. I also don't know what this one came with. This is a nice little accessory. I don't know what it's from, but it's a mini cake and it's got a mini Unipeg cake topper. So super cute. These are Shimmercorns minis that came in blind packs. This was a short-lived line. Just play. I would have liked to see this line continue, but I guess the interest was not there. This is a couple little spirit minis. These are super cute. I like their big eyes. So that's more of a chibi version of the characters. We also have a few of the animated style spirit horses. This is a little flocked pony. I did look this up. I believe it's by an Italian company, Toffee and Friends. This is a mini 1996 Empire. I think that's Grand Champion. This is kind of, I don't know if there's any logo on the rump. Just a little keychain from Aliexpress or something. So these are just some silly little Barbie unicorns from Dreamtopia, some kind of subline. I think they're marketed as ice cream unicorns. This is also a Barbie product. I think these are licensed by Just Play, but they're Barbie pets. This is a flocked Unipeg with glittery wings. And this is another Barbie unicorn by Just Play. But these are some mini Barbie horses from like the early 2000s. And these came together with this castle playset, which has the Barbie flag on top. But there's a Unipeg that is a little taller than the unicorn. And those two that I just showed, that one's a little taller than the pink one. So we have some size differences there. This is another Barbie Pegasus. Name is Sprinkles. Came with a big regularly sized Barbie horse. These are fakies of another Barbie product, the Magic of Pegasus Unicorn Minis. So these are pretty common to find at dollar stores and things. Sometimes they're marked by Jaru. This one has a bit of a broken wing. I like this one because she's like realistic horse colors, but she's got wings, so you don't frequently see that combination of giving a fantasy horse more commonplace colors. This is a baby born unicorn. They're kind of made to copy the Poopsie Surprise pets. Again, not my favorite style of unicorn, but actually she's not even a unicorn, is she? There's no horn. But she kind of has a multicolored braid, so she kind of has unicorn colors, but she is not actually a unicorn. I think she's still a pony, though. Here's a Pony Surprise Baby. This is not one of the vintage ones. They've brought them back a couple times, I believe, since the original line. There was one, I think Hasbro came out with a totally new design. I think then they were licensed to Just Play or something, and they made them based on the original design. So I think that's one of these. Here we have an authentic Schleich. She's got some marks on her, but this is a really neat design because she's got like flowing waves of greenery and flowers as her hair, even on her hooves. There's flowy floral decorations, and then her wings are like that too. This is a Schleich style This is I'm not going to show this on camera because it has some anatomical details, but this is this is a Schleich stallion, I can say with certainty. This one is a saddlebred by Safari. Again, some customization with the paint job there. This one also had some anatomical details, but an observant parent apparently noticed it, and they've kind of been gouged out, so ouch. Here we have one black Pegasus, kind of reddish accents. I think it's Mojo. But here's another black Pegasus with a star shape on the forehead. And this one is something else. This one is Papo. Papo, I don't know. And this is just a silly unicorn that extrudes jelly beans, we'll say. This is a pair of ponies. They're the same. I'm guessing they came with a carriage. No markings. I don't know what they're from. Let me know if you've seen them. These are some classic ponies. Just a solid PVC material, and they've been showing up since the 80s. Traditionally, they're like this, the white with a single paint color dashed on the hair and horn and hooves. Recently, they've been branching out and making them in different colors. I'm sure these have been marketed by different cheap toy companies over the years, but they come in big and little sizes. These two are modern and a bit more colorful. They even have symbols. There's basically the two poses, the rearing and the one lifted hoof. This is blue plastic with green accents. So just basic colors. Now we're getting in. I think the rest of these are all like fakies, maybe one or two real ones. These are ones I did not buy personally from Aliexpress, but they came to me in lots, so that's why they're grouped separately. Is like the seashell unicorn and the rainbow unicorn foals. Here's a white version of the rainbow, so you can get it in pink or white. I'm gonna move this up. There's a bigger Unipeg that uses the same pose. Probably maybe a little different size. This one is a lighter weight plastic and hollow, I think. This one's solid. This is a Mojo baby unicorn foal. These are a couple of real Schleichs that got mixed in. This is one of the like candy sweet series of foals. And this is the mandala foal. Just some pretty basic color schemes, white plastic with accented single paint color. These are both foals, but this is like a mini version, so it's like little brother or sister of the bigger one. And there's a couple unicorns in the same pose. A couple of Pegasus. This one actually has blue and gold accent. This is similar to an authentic Schleich, but it is a fakie. Pretty good. And these are some of the smaller scale ones that are pretty much based on Schleich molds, but different colors. And that does it for this box. But anyway, I'll see you later. Bye.